Truth, virtue, and beauty are universal values and form the fundamental qualities of any inspiring individual. Great arts are inevitably inspired by great love. Each and every one of us has the innate source of love which can be translated into action. We can paint our canvas of life with kind deeds. Kindness has been considered the core value of human civilization since its origin. Throughout history, planet Earth has been graced by many enlightened beings whose lives were examples of love in action. And many others have inspired humanity to evolve into a more advanced species with higher consciousness and a greater capacity for love. They have shared their lives and their love with all those around them, helping to create a better world. One of the current examples of love in action is Supreme Master Ching Hai, a world-renowned humanitarian, artist, and spiritual teacher. Like many great saintly beings, Supreme Master Ching Hai has shown her great innate compassion towards all forms of life since childhood. It was natural for her to seek a spiritual journey and dedicate her entire life to helping others obtain enlightenment and liberation from their sufferings.
Whatever we can share, begin with sharing. And then we will feel a subtle change in ourselves. More love will be pouring into our consciousness, and we will be aware of something. And that is the beginning. We are here to learn to grow, as well as to learn to use our power, our limitless power of love and creativity, in order to make a better world wherever we happen to be incarnate.
Supreme Master Ching Hai's love and assistance have extended beyond all cultural and racial boundaries to millions of people around the world.
She is the light of a great person, an angel of mercy to all of us.
She was, because you know the presence, you can feel, you don't have to have studied it to know. The people that have it just have to walk in the room. And in her case, everyone gets it. You don't have to be a believer of the same denomination to know the special people, that there's a Moses, a Jesus, a Muhammad, and not deny their speciality. You don't expect one to go with the other, but they all unanimously go, oh. They bow to the specialness when it's present. And it was present that night. Everyone felt it.
Although she does not seek acknowledgement of any kind, in recognition of her selfless assistance, Supreme Master Ching Hai has been given awards worldwide by government officials and private organizations on numerous occasions. They include the World Peace Award, the World Spiritual Leadership Award, Award for Promotion of Human Rights, World Citizen Humanitarian Award, Award for Outstanding Public Service to Mankind, 2006 Goosey Peace Prize, Los Angeles Music Week Certificate of Commendation, First Place Silver for the 27th Annual Telly Awards 2006, and the Presidential Active Lifestyle Award from the 43rd President of the United States, George W. Bush. In addition, October 25th and February 22nd have been proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day in the United States. Congratulatory messages were sent to the Chicago ceremony by many government officials worldwide, including Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Reagan. Supreme Master Ching Hai is also the source of inspiration to Supreme Master Television, a global station which airs constructive programs with subtitles in over 40 languages. The station encourages harmony, greater understanding, and compassion for all beings. It also promotes an organic vegan lifestyle as the most effective and fastest solution to climate change. Through her tireless dedication to improve the lives of all beings on Earth, Supreme Master Ching Hai has set a true example of love in action. Supreme Master Ching Hai is one of the truly dedicated people of this era, helping others find and create a beautiful vision of our future. Many great people in history have had a dream, and in her own words, so does Supreme Master Ching Hai.
I dream that all the world will become peaceful. I dream that all the killing will stop. I dream that all the children will walk in peace and harmony. I dream that all the nations shake hands with each other, protect each other, and help each other. I dream that our beautiful planet will not be destroyed. It takes billion, trillions of years to produce this planet, and it's so beautiful, so wonderful. I dream that it will continue, but in peace, beauty, and love.
To commend virtuous actions and encourage more people to be inspired by their examples, Supreme Master Ching Hai has created a series of awards, starting with the Shining World Leadership Award.
Do you find the children also want to follow your footsteps and become climbers themselves?
Well, first I want to give them good education. Without education, there's no choice. So when they're done the education, and then they can decide themselves.
My wish for a more peaceful world is let's look at our children. Let's think what the world should be for our children, and let's behave consequently. In my little dimension, I try to do and respect all this every day.
Governments, organizations, and individuals have received this award for displaying enlightened leadership that betters the lives of humans or animals. Some of the past recipients include Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva for his successful efforts to alleviate hunger, Apa Sherpa, the world record-holding Mount Everest climber devoted to help Nepalese children, the Philanthropic Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the European Union for its outstanding humanitarian deeds, and the Iranian Health Ministry for its nationwide smoking ban. The award ceremony was a highlight of the International Tobacco Day conference held in Tehran, Iran.
In special cases, Supreme Master Ching Hai has also presented the award in person. In May 2007, she presented the Shining World Leadership Award to Slovenia's second president, Dr. Janez Drnovšek, a vegan and outstanding keeper of peace for his nation. Earlier that year, Supreme Master Ching Hai presented the same award to 3 distinguished Philippine leaders, President Fidel Ramos, Senator Hergerson Alvarez, and Manuel Morato, individuals who years ago had helped to secure asylum for tens of thousands of Olaxese or Vietnamese refugees.
Thank you for this fine opportunity of having rediscovered ourselves, of being of service to our fellow human beings, and always to remind us and the rest of humanity that we must have a happy humanity.
We thank you, these gentlemen here, for their unconditional kindness in helping the fellow human beings in time of need. And we also thank groups of people or individuals who are so noble, who open their heart and open their home to welcome, to care for the desperate victims of war. In the whole world, we thank them all wherever they are. We thank them on behalf of not only the Vietnamese refugees, but all the refugees in the world. We thank them all for their exceptional charity, generosity, noble, unconditional love. We thank them all from the very heart of our heart. We thank them for healing the wounds of the war and for returning the dignity to the people who deserve.
There is also the Shining World Compassion Award, given to those working to better the well-being of other humans and our animal co-inhabitants. Recipients include the British Red Cross and the Iranian Red Crescent Society, foster parents, and individuals who care for abandoned animals. The recipients are recognized for their selfless, generous, and exemplary action to improve the lives of others around them.
امید روزی که صلح و صفا و صمیمیت و دوستی بین همه انسان‌های دنیا از هر تیره و نژاد و کشوری که هستند برقرار بشه.
Trzeba, żeby ludzie zrozumieli, że świat bierze wtedy, kiedy będzie miłość, tolerancja i pokora.
I just wanted to thank you so much for this award. It means so much to me, and the donation is going to help so many stray and feral cats on the streets who have nobody to advocate for them. This award is beautiful, and I'm touched.
In addition are the Shining World Honesty Award, Shining World Protection Award, Shining World Intelligence Award, Shining World Invention Award, and the Shining World Hero and Heroine Awards.
Was home and I opened up my mail, and in the mail was a check, and it was $2,245,342. Yeah.
Quite a surprise. So eventually you decided to return the check.
It's straightforward. I mean, you know, when we're brought up with our parents and the way we look at our lives and who we are as a person, I mean, honesty is the best policy in anything we do in life.
Considerate of the situation of each award recipient, Supreme Master Ching Hai contributes gifts to further encourage their endeavors.
Supreme Master Ching Hai cannot be here tonight with us. However, on behalf of her, we would like to thank all of you for your unconditional love towards the animals, and present the Shining World Leadership Award to Lori Buston. And also to present a check of $10,000 US.
Supreme Master Ching Hai has been an unparalleled role model, inspiring people throughout the world to become the best human possible through her humility, courage, wisdom, and compassion. She has shown us our potential as cherished children of God.
Supreme Master Ching Hai exemplifies the universal message of love in action in her service to fellow human beings as well as animals. She has given over $20 million in unconditional donations to the less fortunate, victims of conflict and natural disasters, and in support of medical research, charitable groups, as well as spiritual, cultural, and artistic communities. The proceeds from her artistic endeavors have enabled her to create an independent source of funding for all her humanitarian activities.
Over the past 2 decades, a network of meditation centers of the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association has sprung up in many countries for her disciples as a place to practice with and support one another on the spiritual path. These centers have also served as a meeting point from which to conduct community services. Over the years, our association members have taken part in the global relief efforts led by Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Words cannot express our sorrow for the suffering people around the world. With divine help, may all humanity awaken to a better life by being kind to all on earth.
In times of disaster, Supreme Master Ching Hai immediately renders financial aid. She asks for our association's nearest relief team to do what they can, especially for the most gravely affected or those in the hardest to reach areas. Her donations are quickly used to purchase essential food and other emergency supplies. Speed and efficiency are key. Local authorities often willingly help the teams to locate the communities most in need. In most cases, the aid is directly delivered to each of the victims' hands. In addition to direct assistance in natural disasters, Supreme Master Ching Hai also makes significant contributions to other charity and service organizations. They include the United Nations and the International Red Cross, the World Wildlife Fund, the Salvation Army, Doctors Without Borders, and the Not on Our Watch Foundation for Darfur refugees. She also generously donates to numerous animal protection organizations, orphanages, as well as other charitable groups helping war victims, patients with AIDS, disadvantaged students, people with disabilities, children, and the elderly. Animals without homes or proper care would also benefit from Supreme Master Ching Hai's quiet and loving contributions. When possible, Supreme Master Ching Hai herself would visit those in need. When her busy schedule did not allow for this, she thoughtfully sent our association members to bring aid. Wells were dug in Kenya for potable water. Winter clothes and school supplies were provided for orphans in Tajikistan. Thousands of tons of rice worth more than $2.1 million were shipped to North Korea and Cambodia during some of the worst famines in their history.
In 1991, the Philippines faced widespread devastation when Mount Pinatubo erupted, followed by torrential floods. Supreme Master Ching Hai rushed assistance to the displaced residents with a donation of more than $1 million. In the Great Midwestern Floods of 1993, Supreme Master Ching Hai provided immediate substantial aid, for which she was recognized by 6 state governors and congratulated by then-President Bill Clinton and 2 former presidents of the United States, George Bush and Ronald Reagan. During the 9/11 tragedy in New York, USA, Supreme Master Ching Hai expressed her concern and asked our association members to help. Our association was one of the few groups granted access to Ground Zero for several weeks to serve hot vegetarian meals and coffee daily around the clock, mainly to the rescue workers. This endeavor, as well as other contributions made directly to injured or surviving family members, totaled to about $360,000.
With each passing year, the intensifying effects of a fast-changing climate have been causing an unyielding series of natural disasters across the globe.
Floods in Southeast Asia.
Several hurricanes. That's Myanmar was devastated by a tropical cyclone. Unprecedented rainfall.
1.9 million residents. 5.9 magnitude earthquake.
Taiwan, oil spill, Iowa.
In the year 2008 alone, Supreme Master Ching Hai donated more than $2 million of her personal funds to meet the needs of disaster victims all over the world, from those affected by the floods in Sudan and Somalia, Bangladesh and Southeast Asia, hurricanes in Central and North America, snowstorms in North Korea and Tibet, to the earthquakes in Indonesia, Iran, Kyrgyzstan and Russia. So many people received benefit from her loving assistance. Some contribution Master does quietly and has never been reported. As our association members reside in nearly every country, they are able to respond to disasters very immediately and can communicate in the native language. This is generally a source of efficiency and comfort for the local residents.
In May 2008, a cyclone in Myanmar, also known as Burma, left 1.9 million residents homeless and struggling for their survival. With access to the most affected areas restricted to only Burmese nationals, our Myanmar Association members were able to enter and give ready relief packages both to the local authorities as well as directly to the victims. Our association members with medical skills provided free treatments as well. For both the Myanmar and China disasters, our association's relief team covered their own travel expenses worth several thousand US dollars per case. During relief activities, Our association members contribute their own funds for traveling and related expenses in order to ensure that the entire donation reaches those who need it most. If unable to cover these costs, Supreme Master Ching Hai always reimburses the relief team in full and thanks them for their loving effort.
Supreme Master Ching Hai frequently asks for updates on the situation, closely monitoring the situation for any further assistance required. She personally reviews and responds to each case, such as in the following heartfelt message.
Thank you for your sincere efforts and love indeed. The suffering of Earth people are beyond imagination at times. What we can help is just a fraction of what we'd like to do. It's just if all join hands, then people would be more comforted and healed. We pray for them. Love, love, Ching Hai.
For her years of dedicated and selfless service, Supreme Master Ching Hai is recognized worldwide as a humanitarian. Relief recipients and local officials, touched by her unconditional aid, often spontaneously express their gratitude to Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Yeah, you were one of the few outside of the United States agencies that came and worked with us in this disaster relief. We appreciate Supreme Master Ching Hai and her work with us. We just pray that God would continue to work in her life, and thank you for all that you've done.
I would like to thank the Supreme Master for helping us at this time of need, where children are a lack of water and the necessities of life to be able to survive.
칭하이 무상사 회원들은 먼저 태풍 나리 때도 피해 복구에 앞장서서 이렇게 달려왔는데 지금 이 태안 앞바다 기름 유출 이 사고에도 어김없이 찾아와줘서 역시 재난에는 그래도 칭하이 무상사가 함께 한다는 것을 새삼 다시 느끼게 되었습니다.
To the Supreme Master Ching Hai, I want to express my deepest thanks for the enormous support members of the Meditation Association have offered us.
Throughout the year, more and more nonprofit groups, companies, and individuals joined the ranks of those believing that their small act can make a difference. They sent computers, bicycles, and microfinance funds that are making a substantial improvement to the lives of students, entrepreneurs, and farmers in Africa and other parts of the world. May we all join hands to care for one another until we are able to realize a safe and peaceful planet for all.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us on Supreme Master Television, broadcasting from Los Angeles, California, USA. We are a unique television channel offering 24 hours of programming on all things constructive, including compassionate humanitarian works, uplifting news, lectures filled with wisdom, and engaging entertainment programs from around the world.
Flesh eating is the #1 killer. The United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization reports. Raising animals as livestock is one of the greatest contributors to climate change. Reducing the impact of animal agriculture should rank as one of the top focuses for environmental policy. 18% of all global warming causing emissions come from animal agriculture, more than all the cars, trucks, boats, airplanes, and trains in the world. Animal waste produces methane, 23 times more potent than emissions from cars and other transportation. Nitrous oxide gas, 296 times more potent than emissions from cars and other transportation. Ammonia emissions contributes to acid rain and acidification of ecosystems. Almost 2/3 of emissions are from livestock. Make good news. Be veg, go green.
A vegetarian diet sustains life, sustains the earth, sustains humans, sustains animals.
We are very concerned about the impact of livestock production on climate change. Very much our message is, and always has been, that we think people should be eating less meat. That's actually good for people's health to do that. But it is clear that we need to be eating less meat. And so I think the message is to go out there and discover some more vegetables and to really understand that we don't need to be eating meat 3 times a day. We really do not.
A vegetarian lifestyle is almost all that we need right now to stop the global warming, to balance the scale of the negative consequences. Even physically speaking, most of the pollution will be stopped by all the people on the planet being vegetarian. 80% of the pollution will be stopped. 80% of the global warming will be stopped if all people begin to be vegetarian. It will only do us good. It helps the world. It saves the planet. And it saves our children. If we really love our children, this is what we must do.
Be veg. Go green. Save the planet. For more urgent details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com.
Altogether, the sea level is going up 3.5 centimeters per decade. It's affecting some island nations. But the danger is that it could go up to a much higher rate, because we know that in the Earth's history there have been times when sea level has gone up very fast, and we really don't want to pass that point of no return. It's become very clear that we're going to have dramatic changes. We're really running out of time. In fact, I think this next year or 2 years are the critical time period.
We gained 3 more months now since last time. So that means we have like 2 years and 6 months, more or less, to change the global warming, to stop it, to halt it the way it is. But it's getting warmer already, so even if we have more time, it's not that ideal. So within these 2 years and 6 months now, everybody have to join into the vegetarian diet and stop the killing, stop the harm to other people and the animals, and save energies every way possible and go green wherever possible. Then we still can save the planet.
our world faces a true planetary emergency.
Global warming increases the intensity of both extremes of the hydrologic cycle, the water cycle. So at the times and places when it's dry, a stronger greenhouse effect means that you get stronger drying and higher temperatures, more extreme drought, and as a result, more widespread fires, forest fires. But on the other hand, as the atmosphere gets warmer, it holds more water vapor at a very strong rate. The amount increases with temperature. And therefore, when it does rain, there's a possibility of much heavier rains. So we get some much stronger rainfalls and therefore heavier floods. The frequency with which these happen and the severity of them is definitely affected by global warming.
Be vegetarian and helping each other. That's all we need to do. And the planet disaster will cease to exist and cease to zero. All the disaster, including natural disaster, are man-made. Man-made in a sense that it is produced out of the negative energy that we have generated for centuries or millions of years. As we sow, so shall we reap. If you do some bad things, the bad consequence will return to us sooner or later. Very simple. Be a vegetarian. Be loving and kind. Be forgiving. And if possible at all, be a bearer of light. Meaning, be enlightened. That should be absolutely enough. Yeah? To safeguard your life on earth and to safeguard a place in heaven.
Be veg, go green, save the planet. For more urgent details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com.
Hello, peace-loving viewers. Thank you for your company today on Noteworthy News, constructive news for a better world.
Constructive news for a peaceful world. Join us 24 hours a day and 7 days a week on 14 satellite platforms that reach hundreds of millions of households around the world. In Europe, Eurobird 1 at 28.5 degrees east, Astra 1 and Hotbird 6. In England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland, Sky TV channel 835. Australia and New Zealand, Optus D2. Africa, Intelsat 10 Ku-band and Intelsat 10 C-band. The Middle East and Northern Africa, Eurobird 2 and Hotbird 6. Asia, Intelsat 10 C-band, ABS, AsiaSat 5 and AsiaSat 3S. North America, Galaxy 19. Central and South America, Hispasat 1C and Intelsat 805. Supreme Master Television is also accessible online at www.suprememastertv.com with high-quality video and streaming audio broadcast, as well as live mobile TV streaming on Windows smartphones and iPhones. We have subtitles for all shows. Currently up to 42 languages are available. For your special language, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/subtitles.